I'd be if I stopped letting doubt decide for me. Every what if I fail, every what if I fall was a cage made of questions I built as a wall. I was waiting for courage to suddenly appear, but courage was hiding behind my fear. And the moment I moved with my hands still shaking was the moment my limits started breaking. No more waiting for confidence, no more perfect timing. The only way forward is climbing. I go beyond the fear, beyond the doubt inside. Every step into the unknown is a step where I rise. I don't need guarantees, I don't need it clear. Everything I'm meant to be is waiting beyond the fear. Chapters to somebody else's story. Forgot that slow progress is still moving toward glory. Every late night thinking I was falling behind was shaping resilience inside my mind. No one sees the effort when the room is dark, but growth doesn't need a plus to leave a mark. Every quiet decision to try once more is a victory louder than the crowd's roar. If I tremble, I walk. If I panic, I breathe. If I feel like I can't, I still believe. Because bravery isn't loud, it doesn't scream, it whispers. Take one more step into the dream. Beyond what I've known, every wall that stands before me turns to stone. I've outgrown, no more shrinking back, no more standing small. The life I want is waiting and I'm ready to answer the call. Fear still speaks, I just don't obey. We were never meant to break. We were meant to burn. I walked through fire alone, carried weight on my back. Every scar was a lesson, every loss an attack. They said I'd fade in the dark, said my voice wouldn't last. But pressure builds warriors from the pain of the past.
I rose from the silence, from the edge of defeat. Every tear turned to power, every wound a heartbeat. They tried to confine me, tried to dim what I am. But queens aren't created, they rise in command.
No one handed me glory,
no one showed me the way.
I built strength from the ruins,
I refuse to obey.
now the fire inside us, it's too wild to contain. We are two flames, one crown, rising higher now. Every doubt that tried to break us couldn't take us down. We don't run from the pressure, we don't bow to the fear. When the world stands against us,
We make it disappear.
two voices, one thunder. Two hearts, one sound. We don't wait for permission.
We take the ground.
I've been buried in failure, felt the cold of the fall. But kings aren't measured by never falling at all. They're measured by rising when the odds say no, by standing unshaken when the chaos grows.
I've been doubted and tested, overlooked by the crowd, but diamonds stay silent before shining loud. I don't need validation, don't need to be saved. I carved my own future, I was never afraid.
Let the storm come closer,
let the tension rise.
I don't fear the lightning,
I become the sky.
If we fall, we fall forward.
If we bleed, we ignite.
We can silence a kingdom
that was born to fight.
We are two flames,
one crown, unstoppable sound. Every wall that surrounds us is burning down. No chains on our future, no fear in our name. We weren't made to follow,
we were born to reign. They tried to divide us,
they only made us stronger.
two flames,
One crown, forever rising.
This isn't a comeback story. It's a kept going story. Today I got out of bed, that counts. Today I answered the call instead of letting it ring into doubt. Today I didn't quit, not loudly, not heroically, just quietly stayed. And sometimes quiet staying is brave. Nobody claps for small victories. Nobody posts about almost gave up but didn't. But I know, and that's enough. Small wins, small steps, small breath in my chest. I'm not racing the world, I'm doing my best. Small wins, that's how it begins. Not with fireworks, but with I'm still in. Had to look impressive, like loud success, like overnight change. But healing is boring, sometimes growth is repetitive. Strength looks like trying again on a random Wednesday, and no one sees it except me. Maybe courage isn't jumping off cliffs. Maybe it's answering emails. Maybe it's drinking water. Maybe it's saying I'm not okay and staying anyway. Small wins, stack them high. One quiet promise at a time. Small wins, that's how I rise. Not all at once, just one more try. No spotlight, proud. Still proud. I've been standing at the bottom, looking up at the climb, thinking maybe I was late, maybe out of time. But the mountain never told me I couldn't try. It was my own reflection, teaching me to fly. Every setback felt heavy, every doubt felt real. But fear only wins when you choose not to feel. And I felt every failure, let it cut, let it sting. Then I turned that pain into the reason I sing. I don't need a miracle, I just need a start. Courage isn't loud, it's a stubborn heart. One step higher, one breath strong. Even if the road feels endless, I keep moving on. I don't have to see forever, I just trust the next move. Every small step forward is something to prove. One step higher, closer than before. I don't wait for open windows, I knock on the door. My journey to someone else's pace. Forgot that every runner has a different race. Progress isn't flashy, it's quiet and slow. It's choosing not to quit when nobody knows. I've learned that strength isn't never falling down, it's getting back up without needing a crown. The only real failure is refusing to try. So I dust off the doubt and aim for the sky. If I stumble, I steady. If I break, I mend. Every ending in my life became a bend. Not a stop, not the end, just a turn where I begin through fire. Every time I feel too small, I aim higher. I don't chase perfection, I chase growth instead. I become a little stronger with every step ahead. Not overnight, not by chance, just one more step advance. I've been standing in the shadows of versions of myself. Every doubt like a whisper sitting on the shelf. I felt the weight of almost, heard the sound of not today. But something in my spirit never walked away. Every closed door echoed, every fall left proof that strength is not perfection, it's rebuilding from the truth. And I've rebuilt in silence, brick by fragile brick, while the world was busy doubting. I was building something thick. No lightning from the heavens, no shortcut through the climb. If I want a different future, I design it over time. I'm made of more than fear and broken dreams, more than all the you can'ts and the silent screams. I don't fold when it's heavy, I don't run from the storm. Every crack in my armor just changed its form. I'm made of more than what they see. The fire that built my scars also built me.
underestimated, misread by the crowd. But growth doesn't happen when it's trying to be loud. Every late night question, every early morning doubt was sharpening the warrior that's finally stepping out. I don't need applause now, I don't need to explain every loss that tried to end me, rewire my brain. I learned that resilience isn't loud or fast. Just standing one more time, then your heart is past. If I shake, I stabilize. If I fall, I rise. If I fail, I analyze. Then I redefine. You can't stop momentum once it starts to believe. And I believe in who I'm becoming more than what I've achieved. I'm made of more than limits and regret, more than every failure I haven't conquered yet. I don't wait for permission, I don't beg to be free. The power I was searching for was always me. Not lucky, not perfect, made of more.
That's when I hear myself. I've walked through nights with no direction, no stars to show the way. Every dream felt out of reach, every hope began to fade. But deep inside the silence, past the doubt and all the pain, there was something still breathing, whispering my name. I've fallen more than once, hit the ground without a sound, but rock bottom taught me there's no lower ground. If I'm here and still breathing, if my heart still beats strong, then maybe every setback was pushing me along. I don't need perfect conditions, I don't need skies to clear. I just need one reason, and I'll build it from here. Still I rise again, stronger than I've ever been. Every scar became a promise that I wouldn't give in. When the weight feels heavy and the road feels long, I remember who I am and I move on. Still I rise again, even when it hurts to stand. I don't wait for someone else, I take my own hand. I've seen doors close in my face, heard you're not enough. Felt the cold grip of failure when the climb got rough. But limits are illusions, fear wants you to believe, and strength is built in moments when you refuse to leave. I don't chase perfection, I chase growth instead. Every mistake I made rewrote what's ahead. I'm not who I was yesterday, and that's my proof of change. Progress isn't loud, but it rearranges everything. If I break, I rebuild. If I lose, I learn. Every ending in my life was a turn. You can doubt my time and you can question my pace, but you can't stop a heart that refuses to wait. Still I rise again through the fire and the rain. Every tear that tried to drown me only fed the flame. I am more than my worst days, more than what I've been. Every time the world says stop, I rise again. Not finished, not broken, still rising.
was standing on the edge of everything I feared. Every doubt was loud, every future unclear. But something in my heartbeat refused to disappear. Even shaking in the dark, I was stronger than the fear.
I've been face to face with failure, felt ambition almost drowned. Heard the world say stay down, but I don't stay down. Every loss rewired me, every scar redefined. You can pressure the body, but you can't cage the mind.
No more waiting for rescue,
no more asking for signs.
If the door doesn't open,
we redesign.
Now the fire inside is perfectly aligned.
We don't break,
we become
stronger than what?
We outrun every wound, turn to wisdom, every war almost won. We don't fade in the pressure, we don't bend in the storm. When the world says you're finished,
that's
we're reborn.
For my voice, but queens aren't discovered, they rise by choice. Every tear was a teacher, every bruise was a spark. Now I walk like a flame, even deep in the dark. I've been underestimated, overlooked by design, but diamonds stay hidden before they shine. I don't fear opposition, I don't flinch at decline. Pressure doesn't destroy me, it refines.
Let the pressure expand,
we don't fold under weight,
we command. If we fall, it's momentum. If we bleed, it's growth. You can't stop evolution once it knows.
We don't break,
we become unstoppable. One, every shadow behind us,
choose what we've overcome.
No ceiling above us, no fear. They try to end the story,
but we've just begun.
Not done. We become.
Shaped in the shadows, where the silence cuts deep. Every dream felt heavy, every night lost sleep. But pain is a language that the fearless translate. I turned every too late
into fuel for my faith.
They said know your limits, I erased the line. Build strength out of struggle, build vision from grind. Every fall was a lesson, every loss was a spark. Now the fire they feared is lighting the dark. No rescue is coming, no miracle call. If I want something higher, I'll grow it all. I wear a crown of my own, forged in pressure and stone. Every scar that I carry proved I stood alone. I don't bow to the doubt, I don't kneel to the fear. Every time I was tested, I became more clear. I don't wait for a throne, I build where I stand. I don't follow a kingdom, I command. I've been buried in rumors, been dismissed by the crowd, but silence builds power when it's quiet and loud. Every setback designed me, every bruise made me wise. You don't conquer the summit without learning to rise. They mistook my patience for a moment of doubt, but warriors grow stronger when the noise fades out. Now the weight that once crushed me is the ground that I claim. They
comfort. They're born under heat. If I fall, I fall forward. If I break chains. You can't stop a vision that's running through veins.
I wear a crown of my own. I wear a crown of my own.
Unshaken, untamed. Every doubt that opposed me only strengthened my name.
No ceiling above me.
No fear in my tone. I wasn't made to follow. I was built for my throne. They waited for a king. I became one.
I've walked through corridors of silence where echoes tried to steal my sound. And every promise felt like lightning striking nowhere near the ground. But I gathered every fragment of the pieces left behind, turned the wreckage into rockets, left the gravity behind. They said the road was over, said the climb was far too steep. But mountains fear persistence more than warriors fear the deep. Every never was a challenge, every stop became a sign. If the door never opened, I redesigned the line.
No more waiting for the sunrise. I ignite the morning flame. No more asking for permission. I authorize my name.
I'm chasing an unchained horizon where limits fade away. Every step I take is thunder,
Breaking through the gray.
I don't fall beneath the pressure, I evolve inside the strain. I turn every ounce of struggle
Into fuel inside my veins.
There's no ceiling in my vision, no surrender in my soul. I don't follow maps of doubt, I redraw the goal. I've been counted out and whispers been dismissed before the start. But rejection builds resilience when it hardens up the heart. Every night I trained in silence, every dawn I sharpen will. You can test my dedication, you won't test it standing still.
They mistook my quiet focus for a lack of inner fire. But volcanoes stay patient before they rise up higher. Now the ground beneath me trembles, now the air begins to shift. I don't pray for something better, I become the gift. If I fall ascending. If I bleed belief. You can't cage a rising spirit with temporary grief. Let the storms rewrite the weather, let the critics take their aim. I've already faced the worst, and I'm still in the game.
I'm chasing an unchained horizon, unstoppable and free.
Every doubt that tried to break me
built a stronger me.
I don't wait for destiny,
I design it with my hands.
I don't hope for better days,
I command them to expand.
and when history remembers who refused to be confined, they'll say I didn't find my future,
I built it in my mind. No chains, no ceilings,
no fear left to obey.
was raised in detention, where the weak learn to hide, but I sharpened ambition with the fire inside. Every loss left a mark, every scar left a code. I decoded the pain, now I carry the load. They said limits define you, that the ceiling's too high, but I live where the air's thin, where the feelers survive. I don't bend under pressure, I expand in the heat. Every time I get buried, I come back on my feet. No mercy from the system, no blessing from above. If I want the throne shining, I build it out of blood. I was born to dominate, not to hesitate. Every wall that blocks my vision only elevates. I don't run from the fire, I accelerate. Pressure makes a diamond, watch me crystallize my fate. I don't wait for opportunity, I invade. Every doubt that speaks against me gets erased. I've been doubted, dismissed, overlooked and ignored, but silence is a weapon when it's perfectly stored. I was learning, observing, building strength in the dark. Now the spark became wildfire, now the flame leaves a mark. They were watching me stumble, thinking I'd disappear, but I was building momentum out of chaos and fear. Every setback a setup, every fall a design. I was never behind, I was ahead of my time. If the world wants a war, I don't flinch, I ignite. I don't fear opposition, I'll become it at night. Let the pressure surround me, let the tension expand. You don't break a commander by attacking his stand. I was born to dominate. And create. Every scar on my body is a badge of my fate. No chains on my vision, no doubt in my vein. I don't survive the storm, I become the rain. Remember the name, remember the flame. I wasn't made to follow, I was born to dominate. I was born in the middle of chaos, where hope felt thin as air. Every dream came with a warning, every blessing with a dare. I've seen doors slam like thunder, felt the weight of silent doubt. But pressure is a sculptor, and it carved a fire out. They told me stay small, stay quiet, don't reach higher than your place. But something in my bloodstream refused to be erased. Every note became ignition, every fall became a plan. If the world won't build my future, then I build it with my hands. No throne was ever given, no crown was ever found, so I forged one in the darkness when nobody was around. I am the empire of the unbreakable, the voice that won't retreat. Every scar is a reminder that I do not accept defeat. I don't kneel to fear or failure, I don't bow to circumstance. I turn pressure into diamonds, I turn struggle into stance. When the ground begins to tremble and the sky is torn apart, I don't run from the explosion, I command it from the heart. I've tasted bitter endings, felt ambition almost die. Watch the mirror show a stranger with rebellion in his eyes. But defeat is just a teacher wearing armor made of pain. If you listen to the lesson, you come back stronger in the rain. Every night I face the silence, every doubt I let it speak. But I answered with resilience, and resilience doesn't break. You can bury me in ashes, you can drag me through the storm, but storms don't scare the lightning, they reminded what it's for. No risk distance, no miracle to start. If I want a revolution, I detonate my heart. I am the empire of the unbreakable, forged in unseen wars. Every wound became a weapon, every lock became a door. I don't wait for validation, I don't beg to be believed. I became my own foundation when the world said I should leave. And if giants stand before me, if the odds are stacked too high, I don't shrink beneath their shadow. I teach the shadow how to rise. Let the pressure multiply, let the doubters amplify. Every time they say impossible, I redefine. I was built for opposition, engineered for the climb. You can test my limits, but you won't outlast my grind. If I bleed forward. If I fall ahead. You can kill a dream that feeds on the words you said. I am the empire. I am the empire. I am the empire of the unbreakable, unstoppable flame. Every time they tried to end me, they engraved my name. No chains can hold my future, no fear can own my will. I don't wait for mountains moving, I command them to be still. When history is written, when the dust has settled down, they won't say I survived it, they'll say I took the crown. I was never meant to fit the world, I was meant to build my own. I used to move without direction, same mistakes, same reflection. Every goal I put aside, every dream I let slide. I wasn't broken, not yet, just stuck in what I accept, calling comfort being safe, while my future slipped away. Then it started feeling loud, even when there was no sound, like my thoughts were closing in on everything I kept within. Not a voice, not a scream, just the weight of what I didn't achieve. Every tomorrow I believe slowly turned into grief. And I stopped right in that space where I used to hesitate. No more waiting for a sign, no more wasting borrowed time. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't clean, but it was the first time I had seen that nothing changes from delay, only from what you do today. Not a season, just because I finally know that stillness makes nothing grow. Every step is mine to take, every risk I choose to make, even small, even unsure, still become something more. It wasn't magic, it wasn't fate, it was the moment I stopped being late. There's a voice inside my head saying I should stop instead, saying I've gone far enough, saying I'm not built for tough. It repeats the same old lines, every failure, every time, pulling me back to the place where I never changed my state. And for a while I believed it. But there's another voice beneath, quieter but harder to defeat. It doesn't shout, it doesn't force, it just waits for me to choose its course. It says stay when it gets hard, stand your ground, don't fall apart. Every step you take unsure still becomes something secure. Now I hear them both, but I don't follow both. I choose the voice that makes me rise, not the one that feeds me lies. Every doubt can speak its part, but it won't control my heart. I choose the voice that drives me through, even when I have no proof. Every step I take this way builds the man I am today. Silence what I feel, I just decide what becomes real. Every thought can pass my mind, but not all deserve my time. I've been stuck before, I know, letting wrong voices control, but now I see it clear as day. I decide what voice will stay. It's not about no fear at all, it's about which one I call. When I'm tired, when I'm low, which direction I will go. Now I move without that doubt, not because it's not around, but because I learned to lead with the voice that I believe. Every moment that I choose becomes something I can use. Every time I take control, I get closer to my goal. I chose the voice that makes me rise, left behind the old disguise. Every step I didn't fake was a choice I had to make. I chose the voice that leads me through. Now I know exactly who I've been building all this time was decided in my mind. Two voices, one choice. I remember nights I couldn't sleep, thoughts going deeper than I could reach. Every plan I tried to make felt like something I'd just break. I was moving but no direction, caught between doubt and reflection. Every step I hesitated turned into something complicated. I kept waiting for a sign, something clear, something defined, but all I got was silence back, while I stay stuck on the same track. And I asked myself too many times, am I built for something more, or just meant to stay right here, like I've always been before? But the weight that tried to break me, it's the weight that built me up. Every time I thought I couldn't was the moment I got tough. Every scar I try to hide turned into my inner drive. Now I this is who I'm meant to be. I've been close to letting go, closer than I let it show. There were days I almost quit, almost said I'm done with it, but something deep refused to fade. Even when I felt afraid, even when I lost control, something held onto my soul. I didn't understand it then, why I stayed through all of it, why I didn't walk away when I knew how hard it get. Now I see it differently. Pain was shaping everything, yeah. The weight that tried to break me is the weight that built me up. Every thought that stood against me only made me rise enough. Every fall I had to face put me in a stronger place. Now I carry it with pride, not as pain, but what I survived. It wasn't fast, it wasn't clean. There were parts I've never seen in myself until I broke, till I faced what I'd avoid. Every fear I used to run turned into what I become. Every moment I stayed down was the moment I turned around. Now I move without that pause, I don't question every cause. If it matters, I go through, that's the difference in my view. I don't need it to be clear, I just act despite the fear. Every step I take unsure still becomes something secure. The weight that tried to break me is the weight that built me up. Every time I felt I couldn't was the moment I got tough. Every scar is now a sign that I didn't leave the climb. Everything I had to be led me to this version of me. It never crushed me, it created me. I remember how it felt back then, like I was trying but it wouldn't bend. Every plan I tried to make felt like something I couldn't take. I was stuck inside my head, every thought I overfed turned into a heavier weight that I carried every day. I kept saying just hold on, while everything felt wrong, like I was moving but not going far. No matter where I was, and I questioned all of it. Every move, every bit, was I built for something more, or just stuck inside this war? You don't see what it took to stand when I barely could hold my ground. Every scar, every fall I had was the reason I don't back down. You don't know what it cost me here, every doubt I had to face, but I turned every bit of fear into something I embrace. I've been close to letting go, closer than I let it show. There were nights I almost quit, almost done, I'll admit, but something didn't let me break. Even when I couldn't take another step, another try, something said don't say goodbye. So I stayed when it was hard, stayed when it left a scar, stayed when it made no sense, stayed through the consequence. And I started seeing clear every time I faced a fear. I was building something real, even if I couldn't feel. You don't see what it took to stand when I barely could hold my ground. Every scar, every fall I had
something I embrace. It wasn't love, it wasn't fate. It was every time I chose not to break. It was every moment I stayed in the fight, when everything in me wanted to hide. Now I move with a different mind. Every loss I redefined, every wall I had to climb made me stronger over time. I don't wait for things to change, I step in and rearrange. Everything I couldn't be turned into what's inside me. You don't see what it took to stand when I barely could hold my ground. Every scar, every fall I had was the reason I don't back down. You don't know what it cost me here, every doubt I had to face, but I turned every bit of fear into something I embrace. It didn't break me, it built me. It built me. Tick. I stayed too long where nothing grew. Tick. I told myself I'd start soon. Tick. I watched the same days repeat, and time didn't stop for me. It moved while I hesitated, it passed while I debated. I thought I had more of it, more chances, more moments, more perfect conditions. I was wrong. Tick. Now I feel it differently. Tick. Every second has weight. Tick. Every delay has a cost, and I've paid enough already. So I stop waiting, not tomorrow, not later now. I don't need everything figured out, I just need to stop standing still. Because time doesn't slow down when I feel unsure, it keeps going. So I go with it, step by step, move by move. Even if it's messy, even if it's not smooth, at least I'm not stuck anymore. Tick. Now I'm moving with it. Tick. Now I'm building through it. Tick. Now I'm becoming in it. Time kept moving. Now so do I. I kept second guessing every step, every move, like I needed permission to become who I said I'd be. I'd start, then stop, think, then freeze, build, then question everything. And in the end, nothing stayed, just unfinished versions of what I could have been.
the show, no more doubt. Holding the mic, I don't need approval, I need execution. So I cut the noise, no overthinking, no extra voices, no rewriting the same fear in different ways. Just action, raw, direct, unfiltered, because clarity comes after movement, not before. And I'm done waiting to feel ready. Ready is a myth I outgrew. Now I move first and figure it out while I'm already in motion. I don't question my path anymore, I walk it like it was always mine. Then I played it safe, stayed quiet, knew my place, watched chances pass me by, told myself another time. I was scared to take the fall, scared I wasn't built at all. So I stood where nothing grew and called it what I had to do. That held me here, every moment I delayed was a choice that I replayed. I'm not proud of where I stayed, but I'm proud I didn't break. Even lost, I learned enough to know I'm built for something tough. This is where it changes. If I feel it, then I move. That's the only thing to prove. I don't need a perfect plan, I just need to understand. Every step I take from here is a step away from fear. Then I waited. Now I see. I become everything I said I'd be. Who said you're done? Who said you're weak? Who decides your end? pushed to the edge before. Felt like I couldn't take no more. But every time I hit that line, something in me said not this time. They don't see what it took to stand, don't understand what built this man. Every loss, every scar I made turned into strength I can't replace. I don't run when it gets hard, I don't fall when it gets dark. Every step I take is proof I was built to break through. We don't fall, we don't break, we don't stop. Whatever it takes, who controls it? I control it. Who becomes it? I become it. I stopped waiting for the sign, stopped asking, is it my time? Time doesn't wait, it moves. So I became the proof. Every doubt I had to face put me in a stronger place. Now I move with clarity, built from pain internally. No delay, no retreat, I don't accept defeat. Everything I had to go through turned me into something new. We don't fall, we don't break, we don't stop. Whatever it takes, who controls it? I control it. Who becomes it? I become it. What if it's too much? It's never too much. What if you fail? Then I rise up. Who are you? Who are you? It's getting heavy again. Yeah, I know. Same feeling, different day. But you're not the same. Then why does it still feel like this? Because you haven't finished what it started. I'm tired of holding everything in. Then stop holding, start facing. I carry things I never show. I learned to deal with it alone. Every time I try to hide, it only stayed, it never died. What if I can't handle it? You already have. What if I break this time? Then you rebuild like every time. I'm not the same as I was before. I feel it deeper, I feel it more. But maybe that's the point of pain, to show me I'm not stuck the same. I don't feel strong, strength isn't loud. I don't feel ready, you don't need to be. So what do I do now? Move. Perfect moment, no clear sign, no guarantee that I'll be fine. Just one decision in this space, to not run from what I face. The weight is still here, but now, so am I. around it. I don't erase it, I transform it. This isn't breaking me. This is building me.